trying to tell us all that she didn't know, she wasn't there to be captured on camera. Yes, you were. Stop lying. And that is absolutely disgusting that this news has come out and proved everybody of their suspicions that they were there purely for self-interest. That's deplorable.
Breaking right now, the shocking truth about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's disaster tourism has been revealed, and in a place that you probably wouldn't expect it to come from. So I'll get analysis from the YouTube royal sensation according to Taz in just one moment. But first, let's have a listen to the Jimmy Pardo podcast. This is a very famous podcast, very credible. We've been running a very, very long time. And their coverage of the LA wildfires and the story that they heard about exactly how that visit from the Sussexes came about.
Rightfully so. Yeah. They saluted me.
Yeah. Speaking of celebrities, this is a secondhand story, so maybe I shouldn't be spreading it, but I'm just going to say it anyway, and you guys can take it with a grain of salt. Maybe it isn't true. I don't know. But Zoe went to volunteer at a place yesterday with some friends up in Santa Anita, just handing out stuff or whatever. And did she say I was recently on a very popular podcast? At the end of the day, I'm the hero here. Did she use my line? She's welcome to use it. She kept a low profile, unlike the people that were there the day before, which is the story.
Sorry, go ahead.
The day before, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry had showed up to that place, and there's like hundreds of people there volunteering. They cleared it all out. Everybody,
fuck that noise.
Take 15. These people are coming in to pretend that they're helping and get a photo op. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know what? We saw Nick Cannon. And people badmouth Nick Cannon for a lot of reasons. Mm-hmm. But we saw Nick Cannon that day. He joined in with everybody else.
Yeah.
That's what you do. That's helping.
Right.
Fuck them.
Yeah, I forgot about that when we went to Dr.
If that story's real, fuck them.
Yeah. Again, it was a parent of a kid that she goes to school with who the kid was there the day before. She and the kid were there the day before, and then
there's no reason not to believe it's true. Then that's awful. Yeah. That's stupid. That's awful. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Not especially. I'll still say, especially in these times where it's all hands on deck.
Right.
That shit. That shit happens a lot.
Right.
But it should not be happening right now ever.
Right.
It should not be happening ever, but it really should not be happening right now.
Right. In the thick of this is a very the fires are still going. There's still there's a lot of chaos and uncertainty. It's like if it's a month from now and there's like a food shelter, whatever, like a food bank, and things are just kind of settled and yet there's still people who need stuff. And then you go and you go, hey, can we just come in for half an hour? That's a little different. This is like the week of.
I still think that's shitty.
It is.
Yeah. But the week of is really out of fucking line.
It's like you're taking resources out of. I mean, I know it was only for a limited period of time, so it probably didn't disrupt them that much. But
if it's not going to disrupt them that much, then you walk in.
You just do it.
And by the way, if you're not disrupting, then you're not even fucking helping.
Right.
You're truly not helping.
Yeah.
You're coming in for that photo op, like you said.
Yeah.
Do you think 40, 50 years ago that kind of thing happened?
I mean, like you hear stories about the.
Wow. Tasha Canal. So all of these lies from the Sussex camp, that this wasn't organised, that it was all altruistic, that nothing changed, it was just a complete coincidence that the cameras happened to be there. Absolute rubbish. What do you make of it?
I knew it was rubbish anyway. I saw too much footage that was uploaded on social media of how they changed when they didn't realise the cameras were on them, that they just walked past presumably victims of, well, not victims of, but people that were, have had their entire lives destroyed because of the wildfires. And they just walked past them like they weren't there. There was an elderly gentleman in a wheelchair. There were a couple of people sitting on a wall. They were just like, we've got our shots, we're done. But obviously Meghan was very aware that the camera was there. She handed out in that video that you're showing now, there was about 5 different people, 5 different hugs she gave out, all the while knowing that the cameras were on them. But this is honestly, I mean, I laugh at a lot of the things they do because I find them so ridiculous, but this is absolutely disgusting. And the fact that the Pasadena mayor, Victor Gordo, came on camera several times to say that they were just here. They came incognito. You know, they were here to do good. And quite clearly, they were not. They used one of the most horrific wildfires. And like they said in that podcast, they were still raging all around. People were dying, losing absolutely everything. And they come smack bang in the middle of it, take resources away from those people where residents were not allowed to get even near their homes. And they go clambering over what's left of people's lives. And they've done it all. We knew it was suspicious, the fact that TMZ knew exactly where they would be and they could identify them even with masks on, despite the number of people that would have been there. And the fact that she got herself next to Sarah Newsom when the video crews were going to be there, trying to tell us all that she didn't know, she wasn't there to be captured on camera. Yes, you were. Stop lying. And that is absolutely disgusting that this news has come out and proved everybody of their suspicions that they were there purely for self-interest. That's deplorable.
And Tash, let me just show you this footage that you're referring to when Meghan and Harry actually walk away. And you can just see someone in a wheelchair. She doesn't give a damn. She doesn't give a damn the moment that she believes she's not on camera.
Yeah. Absolutely disgusting. It really is. It made me so angry watching some of those clips. I struggled to report about it myself. But there was another one where, you know, Harry turns around and realizes that they're still being filmed, says something to Meghan, and then she quickly runs and puts her arm around a member of staff who was captured with Meghan doing all the big hugs for the camera. All of the footage that went around the world was that moment of Meghan hugging that one young woman. And she left with them like she was part of their entourage. And it was the way that Harry turned around, realised that they were still on camera, and then quickly, you know, Meghan puts her arm around her. And it's like, it shows how artificial and fake they are. But how can anybody say that they're humanitarians or just a decent human being and know the amount of... I can't imagine the heartache of losing absolutely everything and hundreds of thousands of people displaced. They've lost everything and they've gone there to pose for photographs. What? You've got to have a chip missing from your brain and your heart and your soul to be that cold and callous to do something like that. It really is disgusting. Really is.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And I think it just says so much about them. But there is no coming back from this now, Tash, is there?
No. I don't believe so, Dan. Too many people are too aware. I mean, there were some people that drank the Kool-Aid in the beginning. I mean, they did in the UK. And then unfortunately, I think if you behave that awful to people, it's all going to catch up on you. It is karma, as Lady C eloquently put. You know, it's very much a case of be careful who you kick on the way up. And now that they're on the way down, there's lots of people, including well-established media outlets, that are willing to stick the boot in now. But yes, I think more and more people are seeing them for their true selves. And to be honest with you, now that they don't have the incredible team that was quite clearly working for the palaces, that were, you know, making them seem almost saintly and wonderful people, they don't have that experienced staff around them anymore. So we are really seeing them behaving terribly. I mean, how can anybody defend what they did with those wildfires, climbing over people's homes, what's left of their lives, and they're in there for a photo op? How can people continuously defend them when there's so many people that have called out these horrific bullying claims? I mean, as I said, she's not just a demanding boss, Dan, putting people in long-term therapy. And Harry promotes mental wellness at work. He's even included that company with the Invictus Games. Those two shouldn't be given a microphone to talk about anything anymore. It really is quite shocking. And it's only, the 20th of January today. So Meghan's come quite a long way from writing 2025 in the sand, skipping along the beach. I mean, they've been destroyed yet again.
They've had some bad weeks, but I agree with you. This is particularly horrendous. And I think what's particularly interesting for me, I'm obviously an observer of the media, and it's seeing the mainstream media turn, seeing the Hollywood media turn. And I know that Harry and Meghan are very focused on the big American networks. So it will have been absolutely devastating to see TMZ, which up until this point had done lots of deals with Harry and Meghan, run lots of their pictures, pretty much being a neutral player in all of this, not only turn on them in quite a brutal way over the disaster tourism, but mock them too. Watch this. But first, something really important to talk to you about, actually. Scammers and spammers who are out there to ruin your life. We've all experienced more and more of those spam emails, text messages, and robo phone calls. Not only are they annoying and time-consuming to deal with, but they usually represent a gross invasion of your private information that can cause vast financial and reputational damage. And how the heck did they get your information in the first place? It's likely as a result of data brokers who know everything about you, your health information, relationship status, mortgage details, and so much more, and then sell it for a profit. These data brokers can directly or indirectly expose sensitive information to bad actors, putting you at risk of identity theft. The number of data breaches worldwide rises every year. According to the annual data breach report by the Identity Theft Resource Center, it went up by 72% in 2023 compared to the previous year. This means you and your loved ones are also at a constantly increasing risk of data breaches as a growing list of data brokers hold your personal information. That's then being sold or published without you even knowing about it. Now, the consequence of this can be shocking. Health insurance companies could actually raise your rates based on your online activity. Huge loans have been taken under people's names without them even knowing about it. And scammers have even started to use AI to mimic the voices of friends and family to trick victims into sending them money. These imposter scams rely entirely on the voice data they can find online. While you can ask these data brokers to delete your personal information, the process takes hundreds of hours to do manually and requires repetition. The good news is that today I have a solution for you that I use and personally endorse. Go to incogni.com/outspoken and get 60% off an annual plan right now. Incogni reaches out to data brokers on your behalf, requests your personal data removal, and handles any objections from their side. And the whole process is automated, ensuring that your data stays off the market by conducting repeated removals and taking down your data again if it pops up. This is what makes the yearly subscription especially advantageous. I do the annual plan, so they're constantly taking me off these lists. It's such a simple process. You simply create an account, grant Incogni the right to work for you, and they will contact the data brokers on your behalf to request your personal data removal. Go to incogni.com/outspoken and get 60% off an annual plan right now. It could be the most important decision you make. But now, back to the show.
Loved Roman ruins? Is your idea of a vacation taking in the ocean view after a tsunami? Then go Disaster Tourists with your tour guides, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. It's the vacation of a lifetime of someone else's memories. Or as actress Justine Bateman calls it, a repulsive photo op.
Justine Bateman is criticizing Meghan and Harry's visit to the Altadena destruction.
Because the couple left their Santa Barbara compound to survey homes in the city of Altadena destroyed by the still raging California fires.
And they are getting eviscerated.
Including by Justine, who posted,
Meghan and Harry are no better than ambulance chasers. What a repulsive photo op they achieved. They are disaster tourists.
Disaster tourism is the right word.
Nobody has any reason to be at the destruction other than people trying to rebuild their lives and find their belongings.
There was an announcement today that having any one person up there is unnecessary is a safety issue for all people.
If I couldn't go to see if my home's even standing and Meghan and Harry get in,
I mean, Tasha, it's damning. It's damning on every level, and it does represent a significant change. The Daily Mail headline on their front page today was, "Has America, in brackets, finally fallen out of love with Prince Harry and Meghan?"
Yes, it was, I think she was an ex-Vanity Fair editor, Dan, but it was Tina Brown that wrote a book, and she said that Meghan just manages to do everything wrong that she could possibly do every single time. It's the one thing that those two seem to be very, very good at, and that is they seem to be the authors of their own demise in so many, many ways. I mean, this definitely has gone down badly for them. I think it has been next to Uvalde, it's obviously been one of the most disgusting things. I totally agree with Justine Bateman. They didn't live there. They don't live there. And now we've even had it confirmed that they did clear out the area. They probably would have put it down to Harry and Meghan's security concerns, but they have then stopped volunteers from working, from continuously trying to help people, to feed emergency workers so they could go in there for a photo op. If TMZ are ripping you apart, then they really have reached, I would say, the bottom rung on that ladder. I say I don't believe that they can go any lower, yet they still manage to surprise me all the time, because obviously I didn't think that they could stoop this low. But as far as all of the media outlets reporting on them, I don't know who else could do an expose on them who's left. I mean, they've had the Hollywood Reporter, the Hollywood Bible. That's pretty big. But yes, to be followed up by the Daily Beast and Vanity Fair and then TMZ, this restart to their new year is just not going really well, is it, Dan?
No, as the devastated former staff member, one of the Sussex Survivors Club, told the Daily Beast this week, it's going to get so much worse for those poor remaining staff members because the bullying will intensify, given that there's really nothing they can do now. No matter how good the staff are now, there's really nothing to turn this around.
No, when you think that WME haven't been able to shut this down, Ari Emanuel has done nothing, because presumably Meghan's still on their books, although they've remained pretty quiet about that. I mean, if they, who are skilled in disaster management, are there to come in as an emergency PR savior, no matter how badly their clients behaved, and they've stayed completely silent on all of this and allowed these big publications to totally destroy them, they've not got many people left willing to defend them. I don't think that Harry and Meghan could afford anybody to defend them on the levels of which they need defending these days.
And according to Taz, and her superb YouTube channel was ahead of this all. So make sure you subscribe right now, because I do think this Vanity Fair article, Tash, does also show the mainstream media's over, really. It's like, come on, guys. It took you 6 years to get there. Better late than never. I'm not criticizing Vanity Fair. I respect their journalism. But the point is, people like you, people like me, people like Lady Colin Campbell, people like Paula M, people like P. Dina, people like Camilla Tomine, we've all, Tom Bauer, Angela Levin, how could I forget Angela Levin? She's here tomorrow. We have all been reporting on this for such a long time. So don't trust the mainstream media. Just understand that you usually get lies from them, and this is just a very small window into the truth.
That's very true. They are incredibly biased, the mainstream media, and they finally caught up with it. But the other things as well, it's all of the attacks. We've all had our names smeared. I've appeared in magazines and newspapers called a racist troll. I've had my face plastered all across social media. And now I think all of us feel slightly vindicated. I'm sure even Piers Morgan probably feels slightly vindicated for some of the stuff that he, he technically got bullied out of his job over it. So
He did for saying that the woman is a liar, and she is a liar. So the media that have backed Harry and Meghan, I think, are on the wrong side of history here. Yes. But I love your channel, and I love having you on Outspoken. According to Taz, thank you so much.
Again, Dan, right back at you. Thank you so much for having me on, and I will see you again soon for more of the gossip.
Speak soon. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source, and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.